Hello, beautiful soul. Have you ever asked yourself, why isn't my life changing? Maybe you've read the books, you've meditated, you've prayed, you've had healing sessions, you've worked on yourself for years, and yet your outer life still seems to reflect the same patterns. If that's how you've been feeling, I want you to know that you're not alone. Today, I'd like to share something that completely changed the way I understand manifestation, healing, and conscious creation. Because I don't believe life changes from the outside in, I believe it changes from the inside out. One of the biggest mistakes we make is giving more attention to what we see than to what we are creating. Every day we look outside the news, social media, the economy, other people's questions, opinions, the problems, the uncertainty. Without realizing it, we become emotionally connected to a reality we don't actually want. So then we wonder why nothing changes. Your attention is creative. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. And where your energy flows, life begins to organize itself. That doesn't mean we ignore reality. It means we choose consciously what we nourish. Because whatever we feed grows stronger. So we can either decide for fear to grow around us, or hope, or love can grow, or confidence can go more strongly, or um, everything depends on where we keep placing our attention. So think about planting a seed, for example. When you place a seed in the soil, nothing is visible. Would you dig it up every morning to check if it's growing or not? Of course not. You water it, you trust the process, you continue caring for it, even though you cannot yet see the result. So your dreams work exactly the same way. Every clear intention is a seed. Every loving thought is water. Every moment of trust helps those roots grow. So another image that has always touched me, really deeply is pregnancy. During the first weeks, nobody can see the baby, and yet life is already there. The mother changes the way she lives, the way she eats, the way she thinks. She begins caring for something that is still invisible inside of her. And she doesn't need external proof. She trusts what she already knows inside. I believe our soul creations deserve the same care. Many people think conscious creation is a gift. I don't. I believe it is a skill. Just like, learning a foreign language, I mean, English is my mother's tongue, my mother's native language. Um, so it's a bit, special for me. But for instance, when I decided to learn Spanish, I didn't study it at school like others did. I actually spent 3 months in Spain. I stayed in a family, in a Spanish family. They didn't speak, any French or any English, and that's, I was totally inside, that Spanish culture, watching Spanish TV and, trying to communicate. And I learned, really, really quickly, and it was much easier to do than to actually, do it uh, from home, with books, not staying in the country, not understanding the culture, you know. That's how, acquiring a new skill is much easier to do when you fully in it, you put yourself fully into it. That's why I've created those 3 months of mentorship, it's because you need that exposure, for a certain amount of time to actually learn that skill of conscious creation, So, and it's the same for learning a new instrument, playing the piano, for instance, it can take you years to do by yourself, or, you ask a teacher who's been there before you, who's learned to play the piano, who can really understand how to help you, who can, observe the way you do things and show you the way. And then you can really, practice in a better way. So no one actually expects to become, fluent after one session. You practice, you repeat, you return again and again. It's the same for, practicing a new sport, anything, any new skill you learn. It's really, it can get really intense, and you need to get out of your comfort zone to do it, to learn something new. You can't carry on with your old way of doing things. You have to be open to do things differently to learn a new skill. So it's a saying, for learning to hold a clear vision, every day you choose it again and again. Every day you return to it little by little. It becomes natural. It becomes your new normal. So working with the Akashic Records has shown me something beautiful as well. Our soul already carries a blueprint. Our deepest desires are often connected to that blueprint. They aren't random, they are invitations. But many people, they lose sight of them because they spend more time reacting to the outer world than listening to the wisdom within. So the Akashic Records, they have taught me that clarity comes first and reality follows, not the other way around. That's why it's so important to focus on your inner world. This is where many people stop. They choose an intention, they really connect to a strong desire, something new they want to create in their reality. So at the beginning, they feel inspired. And then a week later, nothing has changed in the outer reality, in the physical world. And so they conclude, it's not working for me. But perhaps something is already changing, but it's not visible yet. Just like the seed, just like the baby, perhaps new roots are growing beneath the surface. Perhaps your soul is preparing you before your outer life changes. Sometimes the invisible work comes first. And in my experience, it most always does. It almost always comes first. So I'd like to invite you now into a simple exercise, a simple practice that we're going to do right now together. Just to, to put yourself a bit in that frame of reference, I'm talking about practicing, until it gets normal, until it's natural for you. So there are different tools, of course, that we use, for conscious creation. And for instance, when you are in your heart energy, that's why we do meditations and we walk around nature. We spend time, with young children or animals. That because there's so much in the present moment, and they help you connect to your heart and to that quantum field where everything is possible and where you can create more consciously and more easily. Because then your heart it's going to vibrate stronger than your brain, than your head. And your brain is going to adapt to your heart frequency instead of the other way around. So what happens is that when you take the time to focus on your inner world, to make it more important than the outer world, and to focusing on a clear intention, you know, a strong vision, then you actually send out to the universe a really strong a strong signal, and you know, it's a frequency, and then the universe is going to respond back to you with showing you some new opportunities, sending you new inspired actions, or maybe it's, you know, meeting new people, you know. It's really going to reflect, sorry, back to you the frequency that you have emitted from your heart space. So that's why we, in the, you know, spiritual conscious world, I don't know how to how to call it, that's why we insist so much on doing practices to actually be fully present in the moment, because that's where you take your power back, and that's how you can create really what you want, you know, instead of spending so much time consuming information, reacting to outside circumstances, and waiting for things to happen, and jumping from past stories to dreams in the future, and then going back to the present, but you know, you don't like what you see, so then you jump back to the past, and you go back to the future, you know what I mean? When you do that, you are in your head space, you're not in your heart, because when you're in your heart, you're always in the present moment. And when you do that, you emit a vibration that's really confusing, that's not strong enough, clear enough, and then the universe doesn't know how to respond back to that vibration. It's like lots of different frequencies, and they tend to cancel out each other, and that's how you feel stuck in your life, and that's how you can see nothing is changing in your outside reality. That's how it works. So let's do this simple practice exercise now. Place one hand on your heart. Take a slow breath. Close your eyes. Exhale slowly. And now ask yourself one question. If fear wasn't making this decision, what would my soul choose to do right now? Don't rush the answer, you know, simply listen, and your body may relax, or you may receive a feeling or a picture in your mind if you're more, you know, visual, you're more of a visual person, or you might see a memory, or maybe you can feel that energy of peace within you, and that is enough. No, it's just the way you slow down and you connect to your heart, and you just listen. without any outside noise or without the noise of thoughts from the past, from past stories. You're just listening to your heart, what it has to tell you in the present moment. So if there is one thing I hope you remember from today's video, it is this: your outer world is not the place where creation begins. Creation begins within you with one clear intention, one clear vision, one loving choice, repeated consistently day after day. That is how a new reality is born. So I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you want to share with me, with us, with my community, what vision has your soul been asking you to trust? What vision are you ready to trust now? And if you feel called to go deeper, I would love to guide you, through an Akashic Records session where we explore your soul gifts, recurring patterns, and the vision your soul is inviting you to embody. So thank you so much for being here today. And remember, the life you long for may already exist within you. We are all whole and complete. We're not looking outside to complete ourselves. We are looking within because we are already whole and complete. And we are just listening to what strong desire wants to be created right now in our reality. So the question is, will you keep nourishing that vision long enough for it to bloom? So thank you for listening today, and please share this video if you think it can be, really inspiring and useful to someone close to you. And please subscribe to this channel if you want more of this topic, if you want to go a bit deeper within that topic of conscious creation. And yeah, I will see you in a next video, and bye bye for now.